Hey YouTube friends, sorry to have been away for a while. I've been very, very busy, and I was supposed to be busy tonight, but I had tickets to a show, and it's like gonna cost $50 round trip to get up there and back to Greenpoint. Um, Given that we've been graced with shitty weather for the 3-day weekend, it's like it was in 60 degrees at one point last week, and it'll be 70 next week in February in New York City, and the weekends are continually shit, and I'm just fed up and I'm tired. So I'm going to do a BPAL review, and I've acquired more than I thought in the past several months. I never talked about my Yules because they weren't that great. I wasn't excited about my Yules, but I did order some Lupers this time that I really liked, and a few other things. And the lab sent me a ton of imps, so I'll start talking about those. I guess I'll begin with what I liked the best from the Loopers, which was Body Remember, and I think this was the first one they listed on the page. Yeah, I think that was a good choice for them to do. So this has raw black coconut, ambergris, is that how you say it? Ambergris accord, ambret seed, champaca flower, and sugarcane. Yeah, I don't know how to say any of these fancy words that are normally not used in conversation, and I don't even know what they smell like isolated from everything else. So my take, here's the bottle, by the way. It's, you know, is the camera even focusing? There's a lady. It's not focusing. Oh well. So straight from the bottle, it's very sweet, and like it's such a pure sweetness that it's like sugar plus something else that has kind of a cool essence to it. And I just tried it on for the first time, and I don't know how anyone wouldn't like this. It's just so pleasant, and there's not like a fruity, aside from, the black coconut. There's not like a fruity or a floral anything going on. It's just very sweet. And I like it. And if you ordered this and you're still waiting for it, I think that you'll be very pleased. Like when most of the sweeter, like sugary, foody oils that I have, like Cake Smash or Eat Me, they're cakey, and they're berries, and you can pick out honey or whatever. But this is something else. For me, it has no like secondary orientation to really pinpoint. So I don't know if that's illustrative at all. But okay, so next in line, another one that I really liked is Dalliances by Candlelight. And this one was beeswax, white patchouli, and honey. I had never ordered a beeswax a beeswax blend, and I've never smelled white patchouli. I've smelled other types of patchouli, and again, the camera situation is not helping with the label, but it's kind of washed out anyway. So it's like a Japanese looking rendezvous with pubic hair. So this one, oh, it's so good. It's kind of layered for me. It's like the honey hits after what smells like a buttery. The beeswax to me smells buttery. But when I put it on, it had a more sophisticated almost a faint clove note going on. That could be the white patchouli. But there was an oil I had maybe a year ago called Crimson from the Crimson Peak line that had bitter clove. And when I put this stuff on, I hated it. It was like red. It was very red, like maroon smelling. It was like maroon leather, but it didn't have leather in it. It's like the sense that I get. It was a total headache. And I didn't like that. But it has the vaguest touch of that when it's on my skin, but mixed with honey. So it's, like having a spoonful of sugar with your loud sexiness. So that's a great one. Highly recommend. And I saw that some people were going a little nuts over Tiresias, the androgyne, becoming available again. This is from the Carnival Diabolique. I don't know which. There's a postcard here. Let me see. I guess the original Carnival Diabolique. But anyway, here's the postcard, and this is also the image that's on the label, and the back of the postcard. Because all the Carnival Diabolique scents come with a postcard, if you get it from the lab. And sometimes if you get it from a decanter, or, I'm sorry, not a decanter, just someone in a forum who happened to keep their postcard, and they're nice, and they include things like that. This one, let me get the notes up here. Tiresias. I misspelled it. Tiresias. I must still be misspelling it. Okay, so we'll not go to the lab site. We'll go somewhere else. Yeah, that A looks like a U. Okay. So this is blackcurrant, patchouli, tobacco, cinnamon leaf, caramel, mugwort, and red sandalwood. The cinnamon leaf came out pretty strong for me right after I applied it. It's strange if in the context of the other oils, when I smell these one by one, and I go about my business, they have a different effect for me. But when I put them alongside one another, I really get better dimensions on what, to me, all the scents have colors. And this is like a nice, warm, reddish medium brown. And I guess because of the cinnamon leaf, I associate that color with cinnamon. So, it is along the lines of debauchery, though sweeter with the cinnamon, or Condisa with a Q, Qandisa. Actually, much closer to Quandisa, I guess, or Condisa, whatever. If you like Sin, I think you'll like this. Great staying power and great throw. But I don't like it as much as the other two that I've mentioned. I think because it's so akin to a lot of those brown oils. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you own a lot of BPAL, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like that classic BPAL scent. Okay. I also picked up a bottle of Hollywood Babylon, general collection, because I had an imp of this, a very aged imp, and I love it. Someone sent that to me. This is a great scent for summer. Um, I can read the notes for that one too, can't I? Hollywood, Babylon. Egyptian amber and heliotrope infused with the sweetness of strawberry and vanilla, dragged into a little debauch by lusty red musk and a dribble of black cherry. And it's exactly like that. It is exactly. Not too fruity. It just has like this sunny, sexy kind of thing going on. All right. And then the lab sent me a ton of imps. I'm not going to go through all of these because most of them, this is typical. Most of the time, when I get imps from the lab, I don't like them. I've received lots of snake oil. That's fine. Snake oil is okay. It's just, it's pretty basic, in my opinion. I was interested in Prague. I got an imp of Prague, and this is some sort of flower. I don't think I would... It doesn't match my personality, but it's really nice. Like, I think it'd be a great room spray. It's kind of girly. It has kind of a purple smell to me, like a medium purple. Let me tell you. Like, it's not a flower that I know very well. Oh, crocus with snowdrop and 3 lilies. Okay. So, yeah, it's a pretty one. If you like flowers that aren't old lady-ish, give it a try. They also gave me London, which I think it's an English tea rose, I believe. As far as rose smells go, again, it's not really my thing, but it's not repellent. I do like it. I would like it on somebody else maybe if they weren't like overdoing it. Some blonde-haired friend who likes to wear red. I don't know. There's something called Old Scratch, which I liked when I first tried it, and then a second ago I didn't. It's unique. Maybe for a man, not really a sweet or even musky oil, but interesting nonetheless. Okay. Old Scratch. Old Nick, the devil himself. A jaunty dapper scent, yeah. A lavender... How do you say this word? Fougere? Fougere? With tonka, amber, rosewood, and a whiff of diabolical patchouli. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is good for a guy. In fact, I might give that to Evan. And I got another Alice. Alice is pretty common. Those fly around between people who are purchasing from each other all the time. Stimulating sassafras strengthener. To me, this is so similar to Jareth. Which I also, it's like Jareth with something else that's a little wrong, but in a good way. I don't think I'm explaining that very well, but so Jareth, as you know, it's lilac and some masculine things thrown in. I'm not a huge fan of Jareth. I would never wear this. It's just going to sit. I have just a decant of it. It'll probably sit on my mantle for a while. I might give it away or sell it. So the sassafras... Oh, I know what it is. I think the sassafras one is like Jareth plus Listerine. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like I can almost taste the Listerine in my mouth when I smell it. It is sassafras, vanilla extract, oak leaf, CO2, butter extract, and Onika, Onycha. I don't know English, apparently. I can't pronounce any of these words. Never heard them uttered in speech. All right, so those are a few things. Then let me talk quickly. I'll get to my horrible Yules in a second. So, all right, I think it was with the Yule decants that I received, or no, it was with. Okay, I ordered from someone on the forum very low partials of Frank Burns and Dia de los Muertos. I don't like either one of those, and I mean I don't have it. There's not a ton left in either one of these bottles. It's like 2 decants each, maybe 3. And Frank Burns just smells like it's like masculine hairspray, like aerosol hairspray. Like when you walk in, if you remember like being in a locker room with teenagers when you were in junior high or pre-teenagers, and people just had the aerosol, and it was like in your throat and just like on your tongue. That's what Frank Burns reminds me of. I'm not going to even tell you what the notes are. You can look them up. I don't like it. And then Dia de los Muertos sounded so interesting, and I love, you know, Day of the Dead type things, and I thought, that it would be evocative in a way that appeals to me, if only because I know what this is supposed to represent. And it doesn't, because I don't like the flowers. I don't like the flowers, and I smell 0 chocolate in mine. This is so common that you probably have already sampled it if you're interested in it. All right, so the good news is that when I received those two, the wonderful seller sent me a near empty decant of Sloth from the 7-Word Story series, and oh my goodness, it's the banana alcohol chocolate blend. At least those are the notes that come out for me. It is amazing. It's so, if you like boozy, it's so, and the label's pretty cool too. It's different. It's like 99 Bananas, you know, the drink. And it's so boozy that from the decant that I had, and there was only a tiny amount in there, when I took my first sniff, it was hard for me to breathe because there was so much like alcohol smell. It was like alcohol was in my throat. But anyway, it's that, you know, that calms down, and I figured that it was so like dense with the fragrance because it was aged, and kind of gooey and barely moving at the bottom of the vial. But this stuff, it's one that, like, when I wear it, people will ask me what I'm wearing every time. This one and the dark chocolate from Box of Chocolates, I think it was from last year's Lupers, dark chocolate caramel whiskey infused cardamom or something. Those words, but I could never get the order right from memory. Okay. So yeah, I acquired Sloth and I love it. I think there's another Sloth out there somewhere. You have to be careful to get the 7-Word Story version because I cannot speak for the other one. All right, now my Yules. I got decants, well, half bottles of some of these, or a couple of these. Hearth was fine. I've probably worn it once because fine doesn't really stand out to me, but it's like a comforting smell. I can read you the notes. I know it's been a while since this came out. I mean, it hasn't been too long, but Okay, BPAL, Hearth. Sweet pipe tobacco, cherry wood, the warm, worn leather of an easy chair, and a pleasant, subtle waft of fireplace smoke. Wait, I think that's from 2004. I'm checking to make sure it's the same notes. I think it, well, maybe not. Okay, let me just go through this again. Sweet pipe tobacco, cherry wood, yeah, it is. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, it's nice. I think I need to stick to the more food-oriented Yules. Otherwise, I'm just going to be disappointed, because when I think of holidays, I think of baked goods. Same with the Halloween scents. Okay, now we come to one that I'm really disappointed in. Okay, this was called the Naturally Possible and Impossible, and this is another one that smells like hairspray, but it's like even worse than the Frank Burns hairspray smell. Okay. Well-worn leather, bay rum, vetiver, cigar smoke, and amber oud. How do you say that word? O-U-D-H. I don't know what it is that I'm hating so much. Maybe it's the amber thing. Because I love leather, bay rum, vetiver, and cigar smoke. So I don't know. I can't stand it. And then I already talked about Jareth. I got the Magi Balthazar of Arabia. This is, the type is very small. Some kind of balsam, black, there's that word again, O-U-D-H, Ceylon cinnamon, vegetal musk, and embret seed. So I'm guessing that I don't do well with balsam, because I've seen this in other blends and it just smells powdery to me. Oh, it's just powder. It's like this. It's like Black Forest. If you've tried Black Forest, it's kind of like that. It's that powdery smell. Just no. No. And I would not want to give that to any guy who I'm close to, because I don't want to smell that on him, even. Okay. And finally, a hailstorm of knitting needles, polished mahogany and black tea with a clatter of vanilla, husk, and oak weed. It's not terrible, but I think I was expecting, when I see polished mahogany and vanilla and oak anything, I'm imagining the Antikythera mechanism, because it has the similar notes, but it's nothing like that. It's just sort of boring. So, yeah, the Yules were disappointing. I think I just ordered all wrong. Should have stuck with the, typical cakes and candies. But the descriptions were so interesting on some of those. I just wanted to try something a little different for me. Okay, so that's it. And I also have another mega Killstar haul to go through. I've just been really busy, and frankly, it's kind of a pain. I mean, I don't have a great setup or someone to film me walking around outside in my clothes so you can get a really good idea of what they look like. I'm just sitting here holding everything up, and I feel like I'm cheating you and cheating the apparel itself because it doesn't show it. I can't show it off very well. So I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. Anyway, hope everyone's having a better night than me. Ta-ta.